Tree Tribe, and my name's Dylan.
Hey, I'm Joe, everybody, and I'm really excited myself to be here because I was actually at the very first Nomad Summit last year. I was a brand new digital nomad and instantly fell in love with Chiang Mai, and I was like, wow, this is cool. So for me, really an honor to be up here today, and we're both honored, and we're really excited to share our message with you, which is social enterprise and why giving back is awesome. So our company is Tree Tribe, and we're a natural lifestyle brand that makes wood and bamboo sunglasses. But more than that, we're a social enterprise. And just a quick view so you know what we're dealing with. That's our product. We got it up here. It's already all around. And the point is, with our product and with our cause, these are baked into the mission of our business, which is to build a cool, natural fashion company that does awesome things for the planet. So, what is a social enterprise?
I'm glad you asked, Joe. A social enterprise is an organization dedicated to giving back to social causes. So, you may know Patagonia. They make really awesome outerwear, clothes in general. Really cool company, and they give 1% of all sales to various causes. I feel like we've probably all heard of Tom's shoes. So every pair they sell, they end up giving a pair to somebody that needs them. Then there's us, Tree Tribe. So we plant 10 trees. Thank you. We plant 10 trees for every pair we sell. So you may think 1%, big deal, what's that do? Well, Patagonia's been at it since 1985. So do you think they've donated $10 million? 20 million? 30? 40, 50, 60, $70 million. Do you know many businesses that can say they've given away $70 million? And do you think Patagonia's hurting? Patagonia's doing great because all that giving happened over such a long period of time, but they baked it into their model in the beginning. Tom's Shoes, when Blake Mycoskie, the CEO, the founder of Tom's Shoes, when he wakes up in the morning, do you think he's just, oh, I'm doing so well, I've made it? Or do you think he's stoked as hell on the 50 million shoes he's given away? He's given 50 million shoes. That's more people than Australia, than Canada. He's shoed a nation. It's quite incredible. So when it comes to us, right, 10 trees, big deal, 10 trees. What could we do? We started from nowhere last year. We hadn't even come up with the concept. But in under a year, in a very short amount of time, and we're pretty stoked on this, we planted 10,000 trees. Thank you. We really appreciate that. And the thing is I know you clapped at that, but do you think if I would have put up, and we've made $20,000, do you think you'd be like, oh, I don't. I think the fact that you guys clapped there is because those are our trees. When we plant those trees, it's for all of us. We all win. If 100 businesses did something like we just did, that's 1 million trees. It makes a big difference. And anyway, it just makes what we're doing seem, like something worthwhile, that we're so stoked on it. Not to say if you're not doing this, it isn't. But we didn't even notice it. We made it part of our model, and now every time we get a sale, right on, we sold some sunglasses, we're doing good. Man, we just planted 10 more trees. It's a double win. And what's even cooler about this is when we made this company, we wanted to build something based around our passions, things that we loved anyway. I know we've all heard, the old cliche, do what you love and it doesn't feel like work. Well, I'm lazy. I don't want to do work. I wanted to do what I love. And for both of us, 4 pillars of something that's in our lives every day is nature, adventure, travel, and community. So without me going on too long, you need to know just a little bit about us. And while we show you this, put yourselves in our position. We don't want to make this just a story about us. Think about you and what your pillars might be. And when we just say our little intro here about us, put yourself in that position.
So this is, just the backyard like anyone else, no big deal for anybody, except for me. This is probably one of the most important places of my life. This is 2011. I was living in California. This is San Diego, and this is where a lot of my values solidified. And this is where I kind of decided I was trying to think of, what do I want to do with my life? What should I do? And I was building things out of wood and bamboo, gardening, composting, big time into nature. That's me. I'm a hippie living by the beach at this point. And then, in the same chair, I read the two most important books of my entire life that I probably think about the concepts of these every single day. 4-Hour Workweek, of course, redundant question. Who's read it before?
Anybody at all? Oh.
Yeah. Now, how about Start Something That Matters? Few people. Anybody else? I highly recommend. Please read this book. It will really inspire you. It's by Blake Mycoskie, the founder of Tom's. We talked about him a little bit. But this really inspired me. Like, at the time, I was developing more of an entrepreneurial mindset. The 4-Hour Workweek brought that inside me, got me thinking about lifestyle businesses. Start Something That Matters really incorporate that in my head to, like, hey, I should start something that matters. I want to do something that's good, not just make some money, but do something that's good. So with these new ideas, I'm living, my San Diego beach, block from the ocean, a little too chill. I was too much of an ideas guy. I didn't really take too much action. So I needed to switch it up. So I moved to New York City. Action Central. I'm not a city guy at all. I'm like, let me put myself in the most opposite environment and be surrounded by all these high-level entrepreneurs, hustlers, people raising their game. And the lesson that it taught me was that it raised my game big time on the business and the entrepreneurial sense. And so with kind of those two mentalities, my eco kind of nature, semi-hippie mentality, and now I got the city, I got the hustle, I'm a chronic action taker. I said, what's next? Chiang Mai. Moved here 2 years in New York, and it's been 1 year since I've been in Chiang Mai. That's me it's my favorite day in Chiang Mai. It was at a tree planting event that I volunteered for as part of mountain biking, tree planting, reforestation, and I instantly bonded with the community here. Loved it on multiple levels. So that's the nature aspect, and on the entrepreneurial side, literally my very first meetup here, it was the Chiang Mai Digital Nomad meetup at Blar Blar Bar in January, right before this conference. This is, I met a key player in my journey to here, which is my friend Rob, who really broke down the barriers on starting a product business. It's something I dabbled with in my backyard. I made a couple things here and there, but I really never took action and kind of just saw it as a limiting belief. So he showed me, hey, it's not that hard, man. You figure it out and you go for it, and he really inspired me. And then a few weeks later, Tree Tribe was born. Naturally, I was like, bamboo, nature product, something. Okay, bamboo sunglasses, first product. And with that, I knew I wanted to give back. So I found tree planting organizations and decided every pair sold, we would plant 10 trees. And I was like, wow, this could be huge. What if we sold thousands and thousands, or what if we grew this business to where we're planting millions of trees? What if we try to plant 1 billion trees? I'm like, I can't do this by myself. So I brought on partners. That's my friend Sharif. He's not here. This is all short notice, so he couldn't make it, but he's a very important part of the tribe, so I want to give him a shout out. That's a Tree Tribe event that he threw in Manhattan. And 1 month later, boom, met this guy right here at Punt Space, just like so many conversations do. Hey, what are you working on? Oh, cool. Oh, really? Oh, shit, I'm into that too. We vibed on so many levels, and it was one of these points in life where I just instantly knew that I wanted this person to be a part of it and a part of what I'm working on. Shortly after, he was part of the tribe, and this all makes sense with our connection because he grew up in nature on an organic farm.
I did. And not to go off about ourselves too much here. This is where I'm from. I'm a farm boy. This looks real nice, but trust me, that's a lot of weeds to pick because it is an organic farm, and it was tough work. But the point of this is, once again, to tell you about the pillars that we really wanted to follow. So this taught me about freedom and nature. My parents are both farmers, so they never had to go to work every day, and it was just a real cool way to live. which instilled in me my love of travel. So I'm pretty lucky. I've dedicated my 20s to traveling. Been to 40 countries plus, 5 continents. And it's funny, before I found traveling, I always wondered how people found something that they loved to do 24/7, something they were so passionate about, they always wanted to do it. I finally found it in traveling. So when I finished my travels, I kept on hearing from friends and stuff, time to get realistic. But for me, this was real. I mean, what's more real than being out in the world? I think that's something we actually all could share. So when all of a sudden I was supposed to get realistic, the only cubicle I'd ever seen in my life was in the movies. Like that wasn't real to me. So I knew the only thing to do was to be an entrepreneur, do something on my own. And trying to figure things out, where do you think I end up? If nobody knows where that is, that's Pun Space. So that's me in Chiang Mai. Does anybody know that seat? Does anybody sit there? That's right. That's my spot. It's the best spot there, I swear. You got the best view, the window. It's like a little corner office. I get there early. Actually, that was the best. I would get there early. Sarah knows. I'd get there early so I'd get that spot, and it actually increased my productivity by my greediness to get that spot. So I get there, and before I got to Chiang Mai, I'm listening to Johnny's Travel Like a Boss podcast, reading these blogs, actually I followed Thrilling Heroics as well. And I get here, and all of a sudden, I'm talking to Johnny, and he invites me to be on his podcast. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting interviewed on podcasts? Like, what the heck, right? And sure enough, in this spot right there, I met this guy. And him and I had the ultimate bro down, like, oh my God, I like that too. Oh, we could save the few, but the importance of that is we were so excited. We found something that resonated and percolated, and the whole point of showing you our backgrounds here is to show you that all these things in your life, when you follow kind of your gut, you end up meeting someone, or you end up turning a corner and finding something that can change your life. Which brings us to right now. You changed my life, Joe.
So what have we accomplished? We're all entrepreneurs in this room, so you kind of want to know what happened here. So we launched in late May, summer last year. June, first month out, 16,000 in sales, just online. That was on one channel, just on Amazon.
Thank you.
And it's not sure, there's. It's a product, people have done more than that. It's not an astronomical number, but the key was the validation, because, we took a risk. We're like, hey, let's try this fashion product and let's put this mission behind it and see if it vibes with people. And it vibed. First week of July, sold out. It's not, a product business to manufacturing. It takes time. So August, we're completely out of stock there. So pretty painful to be a sunglasses company out of stock all summer, mostly. So there's lessons to be learned everywhere, and you make the best out of it. So we really took the time to build up our procedures and the foundations of our business, and really kind of set the layers and the strategy to take this to the next level, to scale it, and really what we wanted to accomplish. So that's us through the rest of the year. And then in January, great way to start the year in the slowest month by hitting our milestone, 10,000 trees. And now, we're because of our branding and we're starting to get out there, a lot of, retail shops are approaching us, and it's cool to hear, eco-friendly, hey, we sell eco-friendly products. We'd love to have you guys. Hey, we're a paddleboarding store. We sell surfboards, this and that. We're really connecting with the people that we want to connect with. And we're working on just scaling up and building it out and expanding more products. And one of the key things about all of this is that this business was managed remotely. That's the beauty of being in the modern times with e-commerce, is that if you sell a product, obviously you want to sell on Amazon. That's number one. Number two, we want to build up a brand on your website and get that going too. But the beauty is, no matter where your products are manufactured in the entire world, you send them to Amazon and they can take care of all that for you. You can even automate it, so you just wake up and look at your sales. So best thing about traveling and having that business. And then why social enterprise?
So something that we anticipated but really were blown away by was just how much people vibed with having some cool cause. So you go from selling something and somebody liking your product, and maybe they follow you on Instagram and they like your stuff. To give you an example of the difference with that compared to what's happening with us in our comments and what we get for feedback, on Instagram here we see we've planted 40 trees total with our tribe collection, LOL. So that tells us that they bought 4 pairs of shades. So right on, they love our product. That's awesome. But what she's saying there, she's saying we've planted 40 trees total. Sounds like she's really proud of that. All of a sudden, when we get applause for 10,000 trees, that's her too. 40 of those trees are her. She did it. And we get this all the time. People are really excited to share that cause with you. And what else happens is that you get your fans to be excited about what you're doing. So instead, if I had a pair of sunglasses and you were like, oh, I love those. Oh, yeah, they're nice. But what if I had a pair of sunglasses and I said, these sunglasses are amazing. They plant 10 trees for every time you buy them. This company's so cool. All of a sudden you have someone who's actually, getting your name out there. And not to make it an angle. We never want to cheapen it with, oh, and this increases your branding and your marketing. But a lot of times people will ask, well, I don't want to put this cause because my margins are so small. Something like that. But my argument there is that when you bake it in, you're actually getting more business because of this cause. So all of a sudden, people are working together on causes and increasing your business, and everybody wins. And this isn't just an anecdote for me. You might know Mark Cuban. So if you've ever watched Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. So Mark says, and this is actually from a blog post of his, when he was saying almost every 20-something that walks into Dragon's Den, when they do a pitch, it's got a social cause. And this is Mark Cuban. He knows what he's talking about. Not only are 20-something entrepreneurs starting companies with a social component, 20-something consumers are expecting a social component from companies they do business with. And you know what? I do. I absolutely look for something like that. I like supporting businesses like that. And I like giving them props. So when you look at the world today, who are the top guys out there? Branson? Musk? Do you think they care? Do you think Elon Musk is just trying to make as much money as he can? Or do you think Elon Musk doesn't care about the money and cares about the cause? Elon wants us to go to Mars. Elon wants us to have electric cars. And he's not doing it for the money. He's gone bankrupt and he's ended up giving money to save his companies. It's not about that. It's about the cause. So how could you do this? How could you add it to your own business?
So maybe you do give to a social cause, or you have a social enterprise, and if you do, that's super awesome. We'd love to talk to you afterwards because we just love to get ideas and see what other people are doing. But if you're not, how can you do this yourself? Yeah, go. Oh, sorry. First, do something you're stoked on. We're excited about our core values, and that's how we operate our business. But think in your head for a couple seconds what really excites you, and really just think about it. Get that image in your head. All right, now choose a cause you care about and work that into your business. What do you want to see improve about the world? What are you passionate about? What do you care about? How do you want to help people? Here's a couple examples. Trees for the Future, they plant trees. Been doing it for 25 years plus. That was our first tree planting partner, so we love them. All these organizations, you've probably heard of a couple of these, but whether you're building schools, helping animals, building houses in underdeveloped nations, or just giving back a percentage of your sales to help general causes throughout the planet, there's a company out there, an organization that wants to work with you and then can help you together fulfill your dreams of building your business and giving back. And 3, take action and live your passion.
Yeah, so I know it sounds like we're simplifying it. I know it's not as easy as just do what you love, give to a cause. I know there's so much work involved, and there's probably a lot of failing involved too. But if you got to do the work anyway, if you got to fail anyway, why not try doing something you love first? Try that for a while. And while you're at it, I highly suggest to put yourself into that cause model where you're also baking that into your bottom line. When you keep that up, the work doesn't seem like work. You're feeding the cause, and your fans appreciate it, which motivates you to keep working, which keeps feeding your cause, and it's just this amazing cycle. And that's what we think about that, guys.
So social enterprise, everybody wins. It adds more purpose to your business and hopefully gives more purpose to the life and the lifestyle you're living. And collectively, we can all help make the world a better place. And that is why giving back is awesome. Thanks, everybody.
All right, all right. Joe and Dylan, come on.